Just a friendly reminder of what leaders like Justin Trudeau put the world through. Just a reminder what mainstream media like CNN, south of the border, north of the border, CP24, CBC. Just a reminder of what human beings did to each other and how they treated each other, and ultimately the fear that they were living in that crippled critical thinking step in their behavior, in their rhetoric, and what they allowed to be disseminated through all media outlets to their citizens. I want you to remember what the world looked like.
Thank you. It's not safe. Do you understand? Ma'am, there is nothing you see. Do you understand? No, ma'am, I don't understand. You can't make me. I'm not sleeping. I work hard. I pay for my seat. Clearly, it's going to put my life in danger. Okay, so you're going to move him. And that's how it's going to be. I understand. Then move him. Ma'am, this is a full flight. I can't move anyone. Do you want me to call a cop? Do you want to lose your job? Do you? Because right now you're violating my rights as a citizen, as a human being. You're intentionally putting me in danger. I do not wish anyone to be in danger. Thank you, then move him, ma'am. This is the full flight. I can't move him. I don't want to sit there. Do you want me to call the cops? Because I will. I'll call them right now. We can't move people because they don't want to sit next to someone. He's violating our rights and our safety. I asked him for his vaccine card, and he doesn't have one because he's not vaccinated.
She asked him for his vaccine card, and apparently we were supposed to be divulging our medical history to every Karen, Frank, Joe, and Suzette, and Becky, and Linda's, and Adams, and Scott's. We're just supposed to be just handing over our medical information because this is what they told you you had the right to do to anyone and to everyone. And apparently she's not safe and he's putting her life in danger. She's not masked, but she's demanding that he is masked. But apparently she has an exemption. You're going to hear why she's exempted, but he's not exempted. Listen to the hypocrisy, but above all that, soak in the level of disgusting behavior many of you sanctioned and allowed. Worst of all, you allowed elected officials who were supposed to be on a higher level of accountability, to whom much is given, much is required. They had the ability to gather all the information from all sources, not remain in their bubble. They were tasked in not being compromised. They were elected to not have conflict of interest in the things that they put forward as bills, as mandates of laws. We expected them not to have conflict of interest, but time and time again, you allowed the Liberal members of Parliament here in Canada to get away with countless conflict of interest scandals from the top of the leadership through every member of the Liberal Party. And you actually expected them to also not have conflict and interest in this thing that rendered them so much wealth?
You have to have a mask and be vaccinated. You're not exactly wearing a mask. I'm not wearing a mask because I have asthma.
She's not wearing a mask because she has asthma. Where's her medical certificate? Where's her medical records to show that she has asthma? I'm sure she would have been offended for someone to ask her to show us your medical records about your asthma and who sanctioned and said that you have asthma. And I have to see if your doctor is accredited doctor. Is your doctor on the list that we should be listening to? Because I know here in Canada, many doctors were unlicensed because they dare to say that they're going to have critical thinking and they're going to not be hypocritical and they're also not going to lie and turn a blind eye to what they know to be the truth. I know many got their license revoked, so they were not listed as credible doctors. So I'd like to see the doctor that we are supposed to be now giving credit to, and we have to do a background check. So you're going to have to get off the flight and we have to check your medical records and make sure that your doctor is legit to see why you're exempted. I'm sure that would have been uncalled for, right? She would see that as unreasonable. Why do you have to go through all that? But apparently it was okay for her to demand to see someone's medical records, even though the flight, the airline themselves put in place their procedure that it's not necessary. She's demanding that it's necessary.
I have a health condition. I have children. I'm fully vaccinated to protect them. You're intentionally putting my health at risk right now. If you wish to be on this flight, I need you to take a seat. Okay, that is a seat you paid for, and it's the only one. I know the law. You're violating the law right now. You're completely breaking the law. You have to find me another seat. It's not the law to be vaccinated to come on this flight. You can't make me breathe his oxygen because he's not vaccinated. You're not listening to me. If you wish to be on this flight, I need you to take your seat. I'm not sitting there. You're putting my life in danger right now. I cannot be made to breathe his oxygen. That's not fair. This is the seat you paid for. Do you want me to see my children? Yes. Putting them at risk now. One available. I don't want to sit there. He's not vaccinated. You're intentionally putting my life in danger. Now, we are not putting your life in danger. I'm not going to sit there. Can you take this seat, please? No, I'm not sitting there. How many times do I have to say this?
I know how challenging air travel is these days, but there will be no discrimination on my aircraft.
Well, it's not discrimination.
Vaccinated or unvaccinated, we should respect each other.
Yes.
And as it seems, you have trouble doing that, please exit the aircraft. I apologize for the delay. We'll do our best to get you into London, England on schedule. Hopefully making up some of that lost time. So sit back, relax, and enjoy your food.
She bold-faced said it's not discrimination. So this was what humanity allowed themselves to conduct themselves in this manner. This is what humanity allowed themselves to conduct themselves in this manner to each other. Humanity allowed themselves to discriminate, to segregate, to sanction destroying people's lives, businesses, careers, dreams, hopes, even academic pursuits. Many students lost scholarships, scholarships that they were working so hard for. Many who've been working towards that goal since they were in elementary, since they were working towards this elusive dream of getting a scholarship. And then 2000 came and we were told 2 weeks to flatten the curve. Then it went to 2 months. And then a whole semester go by, and then a whole graduating year go by. And every graduating student of the year 2000 that had an athletic scholarship or academic scholarship, or no matter what it was, that was gone because everything was shut down. And especially those who were going international, borders were shut. I'm telling you, You guys, like, people think this is just about carbon rebate and housing and immigration. That's what Pierre Polivier is chalking this up to be. But many of us, it's deeper than this. The wounds and the cuts are deeper than this. Justin Trudeau, Jagmeet Singh, destroyed the lives of so many children. So many children unalived themselves. So many children dropped out of school. They turned their back on academics. They turned them back on, because we told them education was important. And just like that, they saw that we told them, oh, it's not that important, especially when it's against something that made no logical sense. And you allowed hypocrites to have conflict of interest rooted in their decision, provincially and federally. Many allowed our children's lives to be decimated, to be completely shattered. Families were torn apart. You allowed it to happen. So Jagmeet Singh, Justin Trudeau, on a federal level, we're not going to forget it. Provincially, Doug Ford said, folks, we got it wrong when he was shut down the playgrounds, wasn't even allowing children to get out and get fresh air. He had bylaw officers on the city level, Toronto, but also provincially. He said, folks, we got it wrong. Please forgive me, all that stuff. But however, Doug Ford still holds a grudge to parents like me who stood up. The parents that he called tinfoil hats and yahoos. He told us to forgive him, to see it as human error, and to believe and give him the benefit of doubt that he really didn't know and he was trusting the science. But as soon as he realized that they got it wrong, he changed and he came and he asked for forgiveness, right? But yet still Doug Ford holds grudges towards parents like me, mothers like me, because he doesn't want us to actually come into his party, because he knows we will be the ones to hold him to task. He only wants people on his progressive conservative party that's going to rinse and repeat again exactly what happened in 2000. The next disease X, the next drama that's happening, the next thing that's conjured up, Doug Ford wants to make sure he has the same players like he did 4 years ago to rinse and repeat. Those who compromise, those who will not hold him to the task, those who will not challenge him. He doesn't want a repeat of that. So as much as he asks us to forgive him for destroying our children's life, he wants to hold a grudge. Well, Doug, be very careful. Be very careful, my dear, how you dish things out. Because karma is a thing that takes notes. And when you tell people to forgive you for the things that you've done, which is on a level of being unforgiven, but people say, you know what? We're going to dig deep and find a way to forgive you. But you want to hold on to grudges, Doug? You want to hold on to grudges because of people that you see and you recognize that they were against you, and you know that they're not people that's going to sell out? You know their character because you've seen their receipts, and you say, I can't have that person in my government. I just want them to be outside just to vote for me and just be out there and but no, I don't want them inside. That tells me that you were not sorry, Doug. Doug Ford, that tells me that all of that you did there was for show, because the pushback was coming. And you're a man that look at the polls and you make decisions on polls. You don't make decisions on principles. You make decisions on polls. You do not make decisions on principles. Federally, Jagmeet and Justin, there is no forgiving what you continue to do. And Jagmeet, you helped him up. This man could have been gone a long time ago, Jagmeet, but you propped him up. So I just want to remind everybody, this is a snippet, a little drop in a bucket of the way you allowed yourself to treat each other. And fast forward, we have Dr. Fauci now doing a book and swearing and having his day in front of his Congress, where he now finally tells the truth and admits everything that we were saying. He's now admitting. So we were not the yahoos, Doug Ford. We were not tinfoil hats, Doug Ford. We were not fringe Justin with unacceptable views, Justin. Jagmeet, we were on the right side of history, Jagmeet. And there are lives that your folks, please forgive us, cannot return back. But we have moved on, as hard as it is. Families that you've destroyed and affected, divorces, the things that you guys have done and put a wedge between people, all because you intentionally decided who you choose to want to listen to, that is going to further your conflict of interest. That's who you listen to. And you read it out and you stretched it out, you write it out as far as you can for your conflict of interest to be positive for you. And you did not care of the negative results. So I allow people to show me who they are. And that tells me, Doug, I cannot trust you. That tells me that there is something coming, and the people of Ontario better think about who they are getting in there. Doug Ford, you want to launch an early campaign? Do what you must. But trust me, my voice is going to be even so much more magnified because of what I just went through with you and your PC party. And you showed me your hand. And I have a personal experience with you. And I have a personal experience with the New Blue. Both of you who say you're conservatives, you're not. You guys do not have a conservative backbone. You don't have an ounce of true conservatism. You both are corrupted on many levels. The New Blue was not about fighting for us. It was about Jim. It was Jim to secure a backup plan to make sure that he was getting his subsidies, make sure his party is getting what they need because, hey, Belinda is gone. I don't know if she's going to go back to getting a corporate job, a 9-to-5 job, if she wants to be a stay-at-home mom. I don't know what their plans is. Jim, I know you're going through cancer and you probably weren't trying to look out for your family. I can't blame you for making sure that you put something in place that's going to take care of your wife and your child if something happens to you. But guess what? I'm also a cancer survivor. I'm a cancer conqueror. I too have children and family that I'm also making sure that I leave something for them. And what I wanted to leave was a province that was going to respect the principles of what conservative values is. That's what I wanted to leave. Because with that safeguarded, they can actually be and do whatever they want to do. But when we don't have that as a backdrop, everything that they work for is always going to be more in jeopardy with a corrupted government in play. So you wanted to keep something to make sure that your wife and child have something to fall back on. Many of us, Jim, stood for the New Blue because we also wanted our children to have something to fall back on. It's called an Ontario that works for all, an Ontario that cares about the children that they say they're there to protect, a government in place that's going to make sure that conservative values are respected, are adhered to, are honored. And with that, you work hard, you do the right thing, you make the right choices, and the promises that we tell our children, they would see it. So it is a revolving door that children are going to do what they see makes sense. But when a child works so hard to get something, and like that, you have people who are cantankerous and disgusting and unethical, can just destroy it. Why would any child want to now invest what? You wonder why children are not caring about school? Why they're not investing and wanting to see school as a way out? Because you showed them that it's not. You guys have no idea the lessons you actually sent to our children. That is why you're wanting international students to come in, because see, those children from countries that they have been already climatized to dictatorship, that's what you want to bring in. And it's not about anti-immigration, like xenophobia and all that. No. We know exactly what you're doing. You're trying to swap us with them. You want a citizenship, a citizenry that is already climatized to dictatorship, that comply to whatever. I said this many years ago, and I said it again during the lockdown and even after. I kept reminding people, this immigration moving of people, you guys have no idea what it really is about, is it? It's about changing the landscape of a nation, moving one type of people to another type of people by creating intentionally man-made laws and man-made wars to move people and point a finger at one person, but they really are all in it together. So, Jagme, Justin, no. Pierre, many of us still have our one eye open with you, but we're going to support you because you guys did what we were wanting. You got rid of Aaron in the midst of all this. That made us believe that, okay, maybe there are some true conservatives within that said, hey, we don't like where this is going. And that's what we believe, and we're always going to give the benefit of the doubt. That's me. I always give people the benefit of the doubt until you show me what I need to see. So you have our support. And I don't know about everybody else, but I'm still watching, Pierre, because I'm hearing some things that are very concerning. But again, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt to see if you're going to be a man of your word. Right? But Justin and Jagmeet, you've already shown us. And Doug, the last hand that you just played, you just played your hand with me a couple weeks ago, about a month or so ago. You showed me, and your PC party showed me exactly who you are. Jim Carahallowis, you already showed me your hand. So I'm not talking from hearsay. I'm talking from my own experience and me giving everybody the benefit of the doubt to show me who they really are. And you showed me. And I am a person, when someone shows me who they are the first time, I believe them. This is Lady O. This is Lady O. Stay in action with faith and possibility. Walk in and protect your light. Your purpose will find you. Say what you mean and live like you mean what you say.